Welcome to the ABW podcast. My name is Aaryon Williams, and I am your host. Today, we are talking about something very, very serious when it comes to business. In the world of entrepreneurship, the most important thing is the first step in having a successful business. That is your personal brand and your products. Now, yesterday we went over a few details relating to your personal brand. So I'm going to reference that podcast episode in reference to the conversation today. Your personal brand is made up of 5 steps. What it looks like, what it sounds like, where it lives, why was it created, and what is it exactly? Those 5 steps allow for you to start a business on a solid platform. Most importantly to understand about business is whatever you're selling yourself. To understand that, you must know that when you are a salesman or a saleswoman, you are basically putting yourself out there as a leader and someone trustworthy. In that span, you are able to offer your expertise on top of your credibility. This is all built from your personal brand. Your appearance, your vocabulary, the environment in which you're in, your why, the exact purpose of your brand. All of this creates a very solid substance that allows for your potential clients and buyers to resonate with. In that, you are building a relationship. Entrepreneurship is very much based in relationships. You being able to make a bulk sale or an individual sale, both depend on that one word, relationship. Your personal brand, even if it's not the leading cause, eventually it will wither down to who you are as the business owner or salesman. In forming relationships, your personal brand is being evaluated. Once that resonates with your audience or potential clients, the next step is the product. So what is your product? For some, it's music. For others, it's soap. Your product can vary in size, in actuality, tangibility, and even some services are products. In that, when you create a service, that service represents your integrity, your business's predictability. All of the things connected to creating what is called client loyalty. Client loyalty is when your clients come back and choose you and only you for a certain product. When you think of a barber, this is a service, but when you go to this barber and you ask for a certain hairstyle, and they're able to exact that hairstyle the same way or pretty close every time, that style haircut is a product of that barber. Now, in that, the trust that you have with that barber is built from his personal brand. The product that stems from his personal brand reflects him or her. So in that, understanding that your product or service is an extension of you, and it must be able to be duplicated. You must be able to create consistency as well as reliability. This is why so many good products go through tests. They want to make sure that every client that purchases the product or service receives the same level of value. In creating a product or service, it goes through a process called product development or service development, in which you take it from the ground level. You look at the product or service in plain sight, without any additives, without any other necessities connected to the core product or service. And then you add what is needed. The necessities that are added create the additives that strengthen the product or service. Once you get to this point, you then test the product for all of the shortcomings of the product. You note them and you correct the mistakes. For all of the positives about the product, you promote, you document, and you make a part of the marketing. In creating products and services, it's important for you to consider what matters to you. It is very difficult to sell something that you care nothing about. And in that way, your personal brand becomes a part of the conversation in creating products and services. As an entrepreneur, maybe your product is unique, or maybe it's one of many. You will still have to carve and create a product that stands out amongst the rest. Product and service development are key in starting a business. If you're an artist, the product you can sell is, number one, your art, your finished works, making sure that they are presentable, making sure that they are completely finished and ready to be hung. In that, you can use Google or ChatGPT today to check on market rates for the size and the style of painting as well as the medium. In that, you want to mark your paintings, drawings, artwork, etc. right around the market rate value, simply because people who are appreciators of art, they are well aware, most of them are well aware of pricing. Next would be an athlete. If you are an athlete, your training is your product. Your style of play is also your product. Depending on where you are in your career, you can leverage your style and your value in the game or sport in which you play for scholarships, for contract pay, for professional works, but also your intellectual property relating in development in this sport is also extremely valuable. You can create a service and market it also along with the guidelines of market rate value. Academic. If you are a speaker or a writer or a teacher, you can leverage your programs, curriculums, lectures, speeches as a product, creating marketing and advertising surrounding your works and making it available to those who would be interested. Your product is your number one asset. The business is built upon your personal brand, and from there, your products and services. When we think of the personal brand in products and services, we can think of it as a 1-2 punch, okay? It is a combination. The two together strengthen and establish a good start for business. And with consistency comes supply and demand. With supply and demand comes profit. With profit comes investment and savings. There are more avenues related to entrepreneurship as well as business. But for today, we are going to stop there. Know your personal brand. Know what it is, what it looks like, what it sounds like, where it lives, why it was created, and what it is exactly. And also know your products. Know what it is that you create how you create it, know what works, what doesn't work, make adjustments during your product development stage, understand that your services are also a product. So in that, you're shaping your service to look identical every time with the same process of product development, enhancing, fixing the issues, document what's going well, and marketing that. Once again, this is the ABW podcast. My name is Aaryon Bird Williams. I am your host. Let's get started.